the Japanese had 16 ships heading for Lae. There were 8 warships and 8 transports. And they had 7,000 odd troops on board with all their equipment. If they had landed at Lae, we had no means of stopping them going through the north of New Guinea and all the way around because we didn't have the manpower. So the thing was, in the first 2 days, the Catalina shadowed the fleet, Australian Catalina from 11 Squadron, and 100 Squadron Beauforts with their torpedoes tried to find the fleet in terrible weather and had no success. And 22 Squadron were Boston bombers. Their job was to bomb airstrips to keep fighters on the ground. But the plan was that Beaufighters were the initial strike force. The next layer above, and there are about 150 aeroplanes, were B-25 skip bombers, more bombers, and then the fortresses and the liberators to drop finally. Now the Beaufighters' job was to knock out the bridges on the ships and destroy the anti-aircraft guns. And they formed up line abreast. The Japanese thought they were carrying torpedoes, so they turned head on, which was just what the crews needed. So they went in and they destroyed the bridges and destroyed the anti-aircraft guns, so the ships were wallowing. All the officers were killed. The Air Force official recognition was to say that they had destroyed all the superstructure anti-aircraft guns. Now then, the skip bombs from B-25s, Americans, 30 Squadron Beaufighters were the only Australian unit in the battle, and the skip bombs were on the way. They did their damage, and then the bombers from then on, and they were sitting ducks. So they destroyed 12 ships completely and about 3,000 to 4,000 troops. And those that were picked up by the Japanese, they just headed back to rebel, and that was the end of them for the war. It was the last invasion by the Japanese, actually. It was classed as one of the top battles, best fought battles in the whole of the war on any side. MacArthur classed it as the turning point of the air war in the Pacific.